Yes. Can I get a picture? Yes. How you doing? Oh. Well, I make sure I take all everything, right? Yeah, but you look beautiful. Thank you. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. So y'all can go over and see we have things. Are you ready? The Count de Lopinot left France when he was 16 years old and went to Fort Worth in Louisiana, America with the British. They wanted America. However, before America won that war, he went to Jamaica. Then he went and started a McHugh in Haiti. And in Haiti, he built a lustrous life. He had 100 enslaved. He planted sugar cane. That was gold for him. He reached Governor General. He had acres and acres of land. He married the beautiful Maria. Things was going pretty good. However, a black educated slave called Toussaint Louverture said, I had enough of sleeping. I don't want to be a slave anymore. And there was a rebellion across it. You remember that story? Yeah. And because of Toussaint Louverture, it became the first country in the Western Hemisphere that got freedom. So we always give him a big clap. Haiti. And I didn't even know that. He helped Cuba as well and other islands. Yeah. So while it was going, it trickled from Haiti. Of course, they never forgave Haiti. And Haiti had to pay $2 billion in taxes, which they only finished in 2012. You can imagine that. Wow. While that was going on in the rebellion, the Count de Lopinot went to his slaves and said, I don't want to die in Haiti. Could you bring me to Trinidad? We don't know what happened, but they followed him. They didn't stay with Toussaint Louverture. They followed him. And they put him in a barrel, cast him up like sugar, and brought him to Trinidad. Wow. When he reached Trinidad, he said, he went to Governor Hislop, because he felt he fought with the British in Louisiana. And he wrote a letter to King Louis, but he didn't reach Trinidad in time. So when he went to Governor Hislop, but Governor Hislop, they said, he just didn't like the French at that time, right? And told him, I am sorry, I have not received any correspondence from King Louis XVI of France. I cannot grant you a piece of land. He was very upset. So a French aristocrat ended up helping him get a piece of land in Golden Grove, Tack River, and there he planted sugar cane, hoping for the same success that he had in Haiti, but he did not get that, right? And he did not get that success, and he did not get that success. However, he rose rank in Trinidad Army. He reached brigadier. Brigadier is the same rank as Governor General in Haiti, so he reached higher again. And the King of England eventually heard about his route and granted him 478 acres of land. This land bounded with Karima, this land bounded with Cora, this land bounded with Las Lapas, this land bounded to Lower Lopinot. So when you reach up the mountain, we have the road still. He found this beautiful valley. It must have had all these salmon trees and immortal trees, and he could feel the earth. The earth was good for cacao, and he planted. He was so happy. He said, he called this place La Reconnaissance Estate, and La Reconnaissance means gratitude in Old French. And here he lived with his 100 enslaved, because we cannot call them slaves anymore. The Emancipation Committee said we have to call them enslaved.
So how many acres?
470 acres of land. This here is house you can ever think about, because this house is like 200, because you reach it 1808.
The Rose of tree.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
This here is a dirt oven. And of course, before they had kitchen inside. They maybe had kitchen inside, but it wasn't for like cooking. So this is what they use to bake bread. And we all know the best bread you can get is from a dirt oven bread. If you all look over on that side was the slave barracks. And this is where they had little huts where the slaves used to stay. And after emancipation in 1838, the indented liberals, the first 5 places they took the indented liberals, one was the Larry Connaughton estate, which is this estate. You all would notice these salmon trees all over the estate. These salmon trees protect cocoa. It's cocoa-like cool area. Over in the grey house over there, we had a shaman. And the shaman cured shingles. And you know, when you're small, they had chicken pox. But when he died now, he was of the first people origin, and his name was Manuel Guevara. Now his grandson is doing it as well, but in a private way. Come this way. There was a sign here, I don't know if you remember the sign. Shabaka Kamban, son of Kaka Kamban, head of the Emancipation Committee, told us to take down the sign. We had loyal slaves. I stopped saying loyal slaves now because Shabaka, and they said there's no such thing as a loyal slave. Psychologically, they were murdered, they were hanged, they were this, they were that. And this is wrong. And he's saying psychologically, if you're living in the house, you wouldn't want to be like those that were slaves outside getting whipped because they're in full of bag of enough cocoa or whatever. So psychologically, he's saying there's no such thing as a loyal slave. So we take on this one. Yeah. So this is the, over on this side, if you look at this side, this is the jailhouse. And it's the only jailhouse in the cocoa plantation in Trinidad and Tobago. It's the only jailhouse that has a cocoa house in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, so the cocoa house is on top and
Yeah.
jail is on the bottom.
Yeah, so it's unique in itself. It's probably in the world we don't have a cocoa house that have a jailhouse. A jailhouse underneath, you understand?